Hey guys, it's Becky. I am here playing along with Rhea for the Winter Scrappy Challenge. We're going to have 6 challenges, 6 prizes, so hop on over to the Crafty Channel Surf Facebook page to play along. I will put the link down below. And actually, this time around, I don't think you actually have to make something to play. So go check that out. My challenge is going to be the ugly sweater challenge. So right here is my ugly Christmas sweater. So there's a lot of beading in the snowflakes. There are some sequins. It's really not the ugliest Christmas sweater I've ever seen, but it's not fabulous. Right here I'm going to go ahead and show you the papers that I think I'm going to be using. At first I showed you a printed off tree. So I just went to Google and found some Christmas trees that I think I might want to duplicate. I am going to fussy cut one of them out and then I'm going to trace it onto the back of the paper. Well, I found out that was the hard way, and what I end up doing with the rest of them is just putting some adhesive on the tree and gluing it down like that and cutting it out. This is the one I actually traced though, and this was kind of a pain. It was a lot easier once I was like, why am I doing this? Just glue it down, print some more, it's fine. So I am going to do this with, let me see, I think 12 trees, maybe? Not 10 trees, and one of them I did not use. So the opposite side of this paper is what I use. Just gonna go ahead and cut that out. Okay, so I pulled out my Sizzix. This is that Stamper secret weapon pad. I use it mostly to poke things. So I have all my trees here. I'm pulling out some old sequins. This sequins, I don't know where I got it. There's a lot of pastels. The beads are pastel, and then the sequins is iridescent, kind of a creamy pearly iridescent, and then I do have some stars in there as well. They're old, probably they have to be 15 years old. So I pulled out my beading needles and also a pokey tool. Right here I'm trying to thread that needle. I am gonna have to pull out a threader because, you know, I'm old, guys. I need help. Here I initially tried to poke a hole with the beading needle, which was dumb squared. So I am going to pull out this pokey tool and right here. So what I'm doing, I'm going to thread my sequins on there. This takes forever. And I don't know if you like the result, then go ahead and do it. But it did take quite some time. So I thread the sequin on, and then a bead. And then I will go back around the bead, but through the sequin as you would beading. But a lot of paper crafters, maybe they haven't beaded, so maybe they don't know. That's how you do it. And I am not trying to be too perfect about it because it is a paper craft. So what I'm going to do is, as you can see there, I'm erasing the lines. I drew some kind of a zigzaggy line around my tree when I was talking about beading. And I'm going to poke holes along those so it looks like the sequins are the lights, you know, around the tree. Of course, they don't really, but it's fine. It looks fine. And then after I poke all the holes, I will erase all the pencil lines and continue to bead the rest of the tree. Like so. And like I said, this did take quite a bit of time. There's the sequins, the bead. I'm going through the sequins and skipping the bead on the way back, pulling the thread through. On the trees, what I did was I put some double-sided sticky tape on the back, and when I glued them down, I just did not pull off the backing layer. That's how I held it down. I thought the washi, it'd be too big. I'd have to cut it to size, and I wasn't going to do that, so that's just how I did it. So I did this on all 10 of the trees with a little star at the top. This is what the first one looks like. It's cute, right? I like it. And I'm going to continue on in this vein for quite some time. Drawing the lines, poking the holes, erasing the lines, putting sequins, and beading on. Alright, so here are all my trees. Now I did go ahead and decide to do some snowflakes as well. I used a stamp and die set for the snowflakes. I used the the archival ink in watering can to stamp the snowflake. You can't really even tell that much. And I just put a sequin and a bead on each of the points of the snowflake, and in the center, here's the back side. I did stitch them. And then here I'm going to show you some of the trees. The stars do twirl, which I don't love, but that's okay. Here's one that I had glued or I taped down to the pattern paper, and I think this one is the original one where I outlined it. You can't really see a difference, but it was way easier just to tape it down. Wow, I'm going on and on with showing you these, right? I didn't think I left that much in. Apparently I was really proud of those trees. Alright guys, so now we're going to go ahead and go on to putting our layout together. I am just using a basil cardstock for my background. It is a smooth cardstock, not the textured. And I'm going to layer up some trees around my two photos. These are very small photos. I don't even know how big they are. I'm kind of wanting to say maybe 2 by 3, 2 by 2.5 possibly. I am using hot glue to put those trees down around my photo. And like I sometimes will do when I build clusters off of the page, that's kind of how I build these trees around the photos. I just do them off of the page. I did burn myself a couple of times. It ended up working out fine though. So these photos that I'm going to use are of my sisters. They're twins, Barbie and Debbie, and I'll probably send this layout to Debbie because she does have an album, a scrapbook album going. And I did not do any journaling on there. If she wants to write something on it, she can write on the front or she can write on the back. So as you can see there, I'm just tucking the photos in between two trees and then laying one on the top. I'm going to go ahead and mention at this point that at the end I do have photos and they are not very good. I just took them this evening, and as you know, well, you may or may not, it's getting dark around 5:30, 6 o'clock, so I did not have good light. What you saw there was I pulled out some cotton swabs. I am hearkening back to kindergarten on this one, and I'm just going to use some cotton swabs or some cotton balls shredded apart to go around the photos, and it's actually going to end up, the cotton's going to be all across the bottom of this page, and I am using hot glue for that as well. FYI, you glue something down with cotton with hot glue and then you put your finger on top, that hot glue seeps through the cotton. It seeps through it. So we're going to watch out for that. It's probably why they didn't give us hot glue guns in kindergarten, right? So I'm just pulling them apart and trying to kind of make them thin. Some of them I did not make as thin as I wanted to, and I will go back with some tweezers and just kind of trim it up, or pull some pieces out, and I will use my scissors and trim it up a little bit. I am going to pop up both these photo clusters with foam tape, and here's where I'm putting my title down. I did not show you these stickers. Those are Dear Lizzie Good Vibes stickers. They're glitter gold. And then right there at the top you can see where I have on some parchment paper, Christmas 2015. Those are Ellie Studios stickers. And that is light pink. I'm going to go ahead and commit to the placement of my photos. Those trees turned out really cute, but what I really, really, really love about the layout is these snowflakes, and I actually thought about making a few more of those to put on some Christmas cards. They are really cute. I don't know if the photos really do those snowflakes justice. They are just so cute. The trees are cute too, but I don't know, for whatever reason I'm really drawn into those snowflakes. Now the beads that I use, like I said, it was kind of a pastel blend, so there are like light blues, like pinks, mint, and a purple as well in that pack of beads that I use. Oh, and there's also a light yellow and a peach. I think that's it. So it's like they're multicolor, but with that iridescent sequin under them, they like reflect off of it, and the sequin kind of picks up the color of the bead that's on top of it. It is just so pretty. Love those snowflakes. Sorry, hold on. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start filling in down here at the bottom around those photo clusters with some of the other trees. I'm going to tuck this pink one in over at the right, and actually I do end up popping that pink one up on foam tape, and you saw there I just put that light green one down. See here, initially I just put some hot glue under it, and it's kind of sagging down because the photo mat is on foam tape, so I had to put a little foam tape under him just to keep him up a little bit. Like that. Now right here I'm showing you this Aleene's No Sew glue. Because the cotton's a fiber, I thought maybe that would hold better than Scotch tacky glue, or some of the other liquid glues that we traditionally use in paper crafting. So that's the glue I'm going to use, and I am just tucking the cotton in around all these trees. I try to thin it out in some spots. As you can see right here, it's pretty thick, and it will get thinned out quite a bit. So right here, like, I'm mostly concerned with getting that tucked up under that tree. I'll pull my tweezers out and kind of like just shove it up under there. Like so. Here's where I'm giving him a little bit of a trim. I'm just thinning that out a little bit. And tucking. A lot of trimming and tucking and gluing. This is probably more than you need to see, but it did take quite a bit of time. I don't know how we did it in kindergarten, but working with these cotton balls is very time consuming. I mean, they don't just like bend to your will like paper sometimes will. You have to really work with it. All right, so right here I spread out my snowflakes, and I'm going to glue those down with some hot glue. Then I thought that snow at the bottom needed a little something extra, so I'm going to pull out my sequins again and just scatter those down around the bottom. Now, like I said, there are photos coming up, and they're not fabulous, and I apologize for that. Here we go. I am using that same no-sew glue on that with the sequins going on top of the fiber, and I think it's going to hold fine. All right, guys, right here is what it looks like. I am going to show you my ugly Christmas sweater. This was my inspiration with the trees and the beading. I did not have gold or pearl beads, so I went with what I had. And this is what it looks like. Guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me. Please hop over to the Crafty Channel Surf Facebook page, which I will post down below, and join us with the challenges. This is going to be going up on December 2nd, as you know, if you're watching, and I hope to be joining in on some of them as well. We'll see how that goes. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.